Hey, friends and family. I hope everyone is doing well. Um, no matter what's going on, we're always losing people, and eventually I will be gone. That's just the way it works. Um, so I got a lot of thoughts bouncing around in my head, and basically we are coming to the end of my birthday staycation. Uh, Tomorrow, Friday night, I'm back to work. Um, and it's you know it's actually been a pretty good birthday for me. I wasn't expecting much, and I wasn't. And despite the fact that I woke up at 4 in the morning on my birthday with with pretty bad migraine, I still ended up having a great day, and thanks to a neighbor slash fellow church member. And I'm gonna consider her also a friend. Um, because she went out of her way to well, it's not too far out of her way because she does live here in the same um town as I do. Um, but but she came by on my birthday, um, which wearing her little mask and everything. She's the cutest little thing, and her husband's a really nice guy. Um, and you know bringing a little, just a little gift is kind of like a church thing that they do, bring you a little gift for your birthday. But she went above and beyond by also making me a cake. So when she's I mean, I was so out of it when she rang the doorbell. I didn't move. I kind of heard it, but I was, like I said, I had woken up at like 4 in the morning with a really bad migraine. I had taken some Tylenol and was trying to get rid of it. The Tylenol was not working, and finally, around noon, I passed out here on my bed and was just like unconscious because it was just, when you're suffering from something like that, um, it takes a lot of energy. It just drained you badly. So when the doorbell rang, I didn't move. I was just like, the world could have been crashing down around me. Aliens could have landed and been ray gunning us, and I would have slept through it. But my daughter answered the door and came and woke me up, and I was so surprised to see her. It really made my day, because I wasn't expecting anything from anybody or anything like that. Um, so and I can't even remember the last time somebody made me a birthday cake. Um, I think the last time somebody made me a birthday cake, or at least the last one I can remember clearly, is for my ninth birthday. And the babysitter made it for me. Um, she was just this awesome lady. Her and her husband had two sons, and she had always wanted a daughter. So when I was over at her, when they were babysitting us, I would get so, I feel like they spoiled me a little bit, because they didn't have a daughter. Um, and they were just the most awesome family. They were just so kind and so sweet and so loving. And she made me, for my ninth birthday, this three-tiered heart birthday cake with pink frosting, and it's like my most memorable birthday ever. And my mom was not big on going over above and beyond for her birthdays. Um, so she was not one to really let me have a party or whatnot. I think she let me have a sleepover one time for my birthday, and I remember her getting um, pizza for me and my siblings for another birthday. Um, but she wasn't one to like decorate and do, she my mom was not a um I guess it depends on what your experience is, but she was not homemaker material. Okay, she was a single mom who worked hard. She drove a motorcycle, and and she had she had some bad habits, but she was a hard worker, and I think I learned my work ethic from her. Um, but she wasn't she was gonna go all out and decorate and all of that. The holidays she would do that for were like Halloween and especially Christmas. Christmas she would go over the top for to a certain degree. Although she never paid attention to my list. I don't know what the point was asking me to make a list for Christmas if you didn't get a darn thing that was on it. And I just so whatever. I finally figured out that what she was doing at Christmas time was, instead of getting me the things I wanted for Christmas, was getting me things that she had wanted for Christmas when she was my age. Uh, and I was just, and I'm just like, and to a certain extent, every girl is, her mother's daughter, and there are things you inherit and whatnot, but you still have your own taste and your own wants and your own desires too. And um and I think I was just a little more tomboyish than she realized, and there were things I was interested in and doing, that I don't think she got. She just kind of, it just kind of missed her, you know and maybe after I ruined a few Easter outfits climbing a fence and trees, she might have kind of picked up on that a little bit. But um, oh well, but yeah. So for birthday staycation, you know, once I got past the headache, which took a couple of days, I think for the most part I had a really nice birthday. And like I said, Jen made it awesome for me. And once I started to feel better, I got a little yard work done and whatnot, and a couple of things done around the house that I hadn't gotten to or been putting off, whatever. Not as much as I had hoped to, but oh well, that's life. It's nothing that I want to do was an emergency. So I'll get to it. And one of the things I want to do, I don't want to be standing out there on a ladder freezing my butt off when I'm doing it. We had a couple of really nice days where, it was barely jacket weather. A light jacket or a light sweater were good, but then we had a couple of days where it's like, to me, I don't like to be cold. I would get out there and be cold if I don't have to. So, but March is pretty good weather here, really nice weather, and good weather where you can open your windows for fresh air, and you don't need to usually run the heat, or especially I'm not the air conditioning yet. Believe me, that's coming, where the air conditioning will run 24/7 all summer long. That's around the corner. That'll start in spring real quick here. um, but yeah, I had a great one. And but I'll have to wait to share this on my Facebook, because I'm kind of in Facebook jail here for at least 24 hours, because a comment I put on somebody's post got flagged as hate speech. Somehow the little interracial girl made hate speech. And I'm not somebody that hates on people, like, ever. It's just, I have I have a couple of quotes here that, one, I can't remember exactly where the first part, and I added to it. So the first part of the quote is, for every minute you are angry, you lose 60 seconds of happiness. Okay, so I try not to spend any time angry about anything that I don't need to be angry about. And I try to get, if something does make me angry, I try to get over it quickly. But if it has made me angry, it's probably about to get ugly because I got a bad temper. I can admit that. Yeah, it's not pretty. And the other thing that I will add to that is, for every minute you spend hating, you lose 60 seconds of love. Um, if you're busy hating, you ain't loving nobody, and can't nobody love you properly if you are hating on other people. If you hate for any reason, um, you know. Now, we're not all gonna get along with everybody perfectly. That's just, that's the way of the world. But we're all, personalities are going to clash. It's going to happen, you know. But some people hate for reasons that are unnecessary, and I have spent my whole life experiencing hatred because I'm interracial. And I know that's kind of a sensitive topic, and that's not what my comment was about on the gentleman's post. Basically, my comment was, because the post was about, um, you know, being upset over Facebook fact checking um, people's and posts and things like that. And I don't see anything wrong with them fact checking something. I don't have a problem with them putting a disclaimer or a warning on a post about it either being false or harmful, because people sometimes deliberately share bad information. It's just, you know, like you got your little, you get your little antibiotic or whatever, and there's a caution on it, and or a warning someplace, about how to use it properly, and how not to use it properly, because I'm sorry, yeah, some people just, okay. Another fact: common sense is not common. Okay, common sense is based on your life experiences, and sometimes some people are just not good at putting two and two together and making a logical conclusion. I work with people every day that can't do that. Um, so so that's just they can't, and some people just aren't able to understand how somebody else is feeling until they have had that experience themselves. They just can't, they're just not capable of putting themselves in somebody else's shoes, and imagining what it's like. And so those are just, that's not me being negative, and that's not me being hateful. That's me being realistic. That's just how it is. And my comment, I feel, which I said I disagreed with their thing that I was spouting hate speech, was that most Americans do not take the time, or they're too lazy to go and fact check things for themselves. And even I've been lazy about it. I'm an American, hello. And even there are times when if something sounded reasonable to me, that I didn't go and fact check something. Now if something now something, and I do catch a lot of stuff with, like, what the heck is that? And so I do fact check a lot, and I probably fact check a lot more than most people, because I've always been a curious person, and I've always wanted to understand things. And so it's kind of in my nature to do that, and to try and figure things out. But that's not everybody's nature. It's not like that. And so so basically my comment was, hey, I don't have a problem with Facebook fact checking things, because the average American, or most Americans, are too lazy to do it for themselves. So hey, there's no problem as far as I'm concerned with them putting a disclaimer or a warning on a post that this is false or harmful. um, because if you're dumb enough to eat a Tide Pod, then you need a warning. um, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's just because something is a challenge doesn't mean you should do it. All right. Like I said, there are people who will deliberately put out things that are harmful just to see if somebody else is dumb enough to do it. Um, and yeah. So sorry, I'm a little squirmy. My hip is hurting. So but yeah, so not trying to make this thing long or anything. I try to keep them short and sweet to the point. And I should have made one on my birthday, but like I said, wasn't feeling actually good on my birthday. I'm getting ready to go back to work, so I figured I better take the time to do this. And trying to get a little trying to keep up with what's going on in the world to the best of my abilities, because we don't have television service. Um, you know, one thing I have discovered about living in a rural area is that certain things can be expensive to have. And television service is one of those things that's expensive. So we had to toss up between, okay, we can live without regular television service, but we got to pay through the nose for internet, and it's still bad. Um, you know, I'm sorry. I just have the opinion that if I'm coughing up $100 a month for internet service, it should work properly at all times, because that, to me, that's a lot of money. I know to some people that might not be nothing, but to me, as a single mom with my little job that barely gets us by, that's a lot of money. And so, eh, it is what it is, and I'm coping with it the best I can. And like I said, trying to keep up as best I can. So, like most people, sometimes I learn things from Facebook. A lot of people get news through Facebook. So again, I don't have a problem with Facebook putting on disclaimers that something is false or harmful, or even if, and especially if someone has posted something that could be harmful to someone else, like deadly harmful, or put them in the hospital harmful, that type of thing. It should be removed. That's called being responsible. Um, so, and so that's kind of basically what I said. Yeah, some people they're not going to take the time to check things, and it's Facebook's is just being responsible by putting on disclaimers or warnings, or even removing things that could hurt somebody. Um, so, and then the other thing that caught my attention during my staycation here was I caught some snippets of the um, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry interview with Oprah, and I would like to see the whole interview. Like I said, I have only caught some snippets here and there on YouTube. I haven't been able to watch the whole thing as of yet, and my heart really goes out to them, especially since, as an interracial person, I know how hurtful it is to have people that are supposed to be your family treat you like dirt. and not want anything to do with you, and act like your children are, you know, um, yeah, that's hard, and all I can do is commend Prince Harry for being strong enough to walk away and say, "This is my wife. This is the woman I love, and I'm choosing to spend my life with." And if I gotta walk away from y'all to protect her, then that's what I'm gonna do. Um, I I'm older than them. I think I just might almost be old enough to be their mama. Uh, almost. I'm not sure of their ages right now. So, but anywho, um, I've had enough experience that I know a lot of men aren't strong enough to do that. Um, been there, gone through that. I'm sorry, my mom, or my dad, my parents. Oh, you weak, baby. Yeah, go ahead and do what they want. It's supposed to be your life, not their life. Your parents are there to guide you, love you, and teach you to a certain point. And then there's a point where you become your own adult, where you think and make decisions for yourself. Um, and just because they're your parents doesn't mean they're always right. I have to, as a parent, I'm not always right. I don't know everything. I'm still trying to learn myself. Um, but there are things that, if when somebody's not treating you fairly and you don't want your children treated unfairly, and sometimes you just got to put some distance between you and other people, even when those other people are your family, um, in order to protect yourself and protect your own children. Um, I've got people on my mother's side of the family that I have not been in contact with in years, and I'm okay with that. You know, I would love to say that how I think of myself as an interracial person, as a person of color, was shaped by positive experiences. But unfortunately, it was shaped by all the negative experiences that came from my mother's family. And it doesn't mean that I love them less, but you know what? I have to love myself too, and I have to love my children and do what I believe is best for them, and that's okay. Um, they're not trying to run me down and apologize and or anything, and that's okay. I'm not going to run after them and say, hey, you were bad to me. You should apologize, or I don't expect anything, because they are who they are. And all you can do is accept people for who they are. And if someone is showing you who they are, accept it, and protect yourself if necessary, because um, if you don't, they won't. They'll hurt you. Because a lot of people are just self-serving and selfish that way, and that's just being realistic. It's not negative. It's real. You know. So, and I've talked quite a bit longer than I expected to, or that I wanted to. So I'm going to try and wrap this up, because it's with the way my internet works, it's going to take me forever to download it. But like I said, I can't even put it on Facebook for 24 hours anyway, so it's all right. It'll be okay. And hey, here's Renetta. I love you, friends and family. I hope you are having a peaceful, as drama free as possible life as possible. As possible here in this crazy country of ours, with the people that we are surrounded by and have to share it with. And just do your best to Don't lose your seconds of happiness to anger, and don't lose being loved to hate. Peace.